walk with me. The sun is setting slow past the wild oak tree. Evening songbirds call. The stars have not begun to glow, yet twilight falls. Could I ask for more, but a moment and a stone, to lay an altar for, an offering of these hallelujahs. Take a walk with me. The sun is setting slow, stitching sky to sea. In the cooling sand, a fire is kindled low. Won't you take my hand? Could I ask for more, but a moment and a stone, to lay an altar for, an offering of these hallelujahs. With my open palm, I shape an empty bowl to place my thanks upon. Sweet as honeybees, this gift I cannot hold, for it carries me. Could I ask for more, but a moment and a stone, to lay an altar for, an offering? Could I ask for more, but a moment and a stone, to lay an altar for, an offering of these hallelujahs? Hallelujah. Take a walk with me. The sun is setting slow. Sometimes our journeys are solitary. Sometimes we are accompanied. And both of those can be good. But I've been thinking this week about the times when our journey feels isolating, really alone. As a choral accompanist, I've thought quite a bit about that word. First of all, just to know how to pronounce it without stumbling. And then to tear apart the many layers that are in it. It's from the word companion, which breaks down into with bread, compan, in its original. I'm a bread baker in addition to all the other things that Matt listed earlier. And so I love the idea that a companion is someone that you can sit down and eat bread with. I've missed being able to do that this year. I'm sure you have too. We talk about Zoom not being the same, and I think that's one of those things. We just don't feel as companioned, as accompanied. And an accompanist is someone who walks with the person that they will share their bread with. I think about this a lot. the way we each can bring our gifts together. When I work with school choirs, for example, the director might know, but the students, I hope, never know that a good accompanist, and some days I am that, a good accompanist can help them feel stronger and sing better than they ever could on their own. And they don't need to know that it wasn't all them. We can accompany each other and together move forward into our work in healthier ways. But it doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes, because of our pride or unwillingness to ask for help, we can shut off the connections that are there for us. And other times we're just in an isolating season. Nothing we can do, no amount of openness can change that. That's a little bit maybe of what's behind this next piece of music. I'm changing keys, by the way, in case you were wondering. Once I was a star, I was the sun, I held the light at the center. I sailed through space, dark matter and grace, on a cosmic adventure. But I floated through a void of tears, on the dark side of the atmosphere, past the point hope disappeared. My orbit arced into the dark, blown away by solar wind. I was afraid I could not escape the black hole where once light had been. But I am not alone out here, on the dark side of the atmosphere. The constellations growing clear. With you by my side, I can give up the lie that I could be my own solution. Breathe out and in as we begin this brand new revolution. For we are not alone out here, on the dark side of the atmosphere. No, we are not alone out here. It's love's embrace that holds us near. was a star, I was the sun, I held the light at the center. Now we all burn, now all fly free, we have become a galaxy. For we are not alone out here on the dark side of the atmosphere. No, we are not alone out here. It's love's embrace that holds us near. About 18 months ago, I got the privilege of being among a group of people who was at a writing and songwriting retreat with the Quaker singer-songwriter Carrie Newcomer. I really love her work. If you haven't ever listened to it, that's your optional homework for the week. And you think that Quaker process can sometimes be tricky. We ended up writing a song together, which felt impossible, except for Carrie's brilliant leadership. She freely offered this to us as something that we can take with us and use anywhere we want. And so I'm bringing it to you today, and I wanted you to know a little bit of the story behind it, just because this is something that was born in community and speaks to our hope in community. Before I share it with you, though, I want to share a piece of poetry that seems to really fit with it. I'm not sure if it is possible for a poet to live by the woods and not wonder almost every day what the trees are thinking. And so early in the pandemic, I gave in to the wondering and wrote a piece of poetry that is a little bit of my wondering, a little bit of a possible answer for what the trees might be thinking about this pandemic time. It's called Reaching Out. Do the trees know the people are suffering? Do they hear the cries of those who are dying alone and those who are mourning in isolation? They would have every right to turn away from our anguish, we who have not been heeding theirs, even as the fires burned and commerce slashed the earth. Is the sight of a clear blue sky more beautiful to them than the flight uniting loved ones from afar? Do they hear the silent streets more loudly than our weeping? I cannot believe it to be true, for this is not the way of trees, who carry what they need in the ground they share. Pass it along freely to the weary ones among them. Why should we not think they wish to do the same for us? Why should we not believe they wish for us to do the same? They are reaching out their limbs to say, this is the way for us all to grow. They are calling with their quiet roots. We can stand together. The sky is gray, the way unclear. There's brambles everywhere. I take one step and then one more. My soul is thirsty and my heart is sore. Hope is here, right where I am, right where you live, right where we stand. Hope is here, hope is here. Feel alone, but there is more. Others walked this path before. I lift my eyes, there is a sign. We're getting there, but it takes time. Hope is here, right where I am, right where you live, right where we stand. Hope is here, hope is here. The branches reach, the roots are strong. They've been here all along. A well of kindness, a source of life, a seed unfurling toward the light. Hope is here, right where I am, right where you live, right where we stand. Hope is here, right where I am, right where you live, right where we stand. Hope is here, hope is here, hope is here, hope is here. I want to give you the queries for today's open worship a little early, so you have some time to consider them while you listen to one more poem and one more song. We'll move from this music into our open worship time, and the queries will be posted. In fact, Matt, maybe let's just leave them down for now. I'll read them and we'll post them after when it's time for our open worship. Maybe some thoughts and questions have already been rising for you. Maybe you already have some paths your mind or your spirit is following. Follow wherever spirit is leading you. But if a question or two would be useful as we move forward, consider these. When in your life has someone accompanied you on a journey? A literal trip to another place, or a more internal transition? What did you find helpful in how they stayed with you? Again, these will be posted in a minute, so you'll have a chance to read them. And how do you respond when you find yourself confused or uncertain? What does it feel like in your body, your mind, or your spirit as you find your way? Let me read you one more piece of poetry called To Mend Them. Some days I'm tired of the making, but that might be an indication I'm trying to do it alone. And that's how you end up with armor. Helmets, shields, masks, weapons, all forged in lonely fires. stoked by the thought of a battle line. That's not how you weave blankets, tents, or nets. That's not how you make bigger tablecloths. Still, we live in a world where the looms have been shattered, and only a few know how to mend them. We have stopped listening to those who are willing to sit and spin, pulling strength from weakness, plying 2 and 3 together. You can't buy a better world on any shelf. The new earth doesn't come ready-made. We are always and forever winding it together from raw materials. I will bring a cup of water. It's the best that I can offer. In the dusk of coming night, there is evidence of light. With the pattering of rain, let us bow as if in grace. Consider all the ways we heal and how a heart can break. Oh, abide with me where it's breathless and it's empty. Yes, abide with me, and we'll pass the evening gently. Stay awake with me, and we'll listen more intently to something wordless and remaining, sure and ever changing in the quietness of now. Let us ponder the unknown, what is hidden and what's whole, and finally learn to travel at the speed of our own souls. There is a living water, a spirit cutting through, always changing, always making all things new. Oh, abide with me where it's breathless and it's empty. Yes, abide with me, and we'll pass the evening gently. Stay awake with me, and we'll listen more intently to something wordless and remaining, sure and ever changing in the quietness of now. There are things I cannot prove, but still somehow I know it's like a message in a bottle that some unseen hand has thrown. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to walk alone. I don't know, but I suspect that it will feel like home. Oh, abide with me where it's breathless and it's empty. Yes, abide with me, and we'll pass the evening gently. Stay awake with me, and we'll listen more intently to something wordless and remaining, sure and ever changing in the quietness Let's move into this time of open worship together.